Great. Whew. Thank you for being patient. Thank you very much, dear. Thank you. So I will turn off. Here we are. Hello, everyone. Hello. We are beginning in 2 minutes our beautiful tour, and oh, just a second. Hello, everyone. So actually, probably we will begin with the funicular, but I'm not going to ride with you today because it's fully packed with people, and I decided to change the itinerary. We will go to the glass bridge. We will make today a special tour. You know, I've reached 1,000 subscribers, and this is my last tour in Kyiv for this period of time. Of course, not the last, I hope, but I will return. But for this moment, it's going to be kind of a last tour. Hello, everyone, and I'm so glad that you decided to come here and support me in my amazing journey in Kyiv. It's been a very pleasant journey, but very unusual one, because even when I was here like before, you know that I've lived here since August till December. I wasn't so scared. Like I was scared today. Like not today, but like these days. I don't know why, but these attacks, they were very aggressive, very concentrated, very severe. And all that was happening during these days, that was quite disturbing. I had plans to come to Ukraine, I was telling you, to drink from my cup, to sleep in my bed. And you know, I slept, but not in my bed. I slept in my bathtub. I had plans, of course, to have a bath, but instead I was not having a bath. I was sleeping in this bath, because this is the main, the most kind of the most safe place here in our houses. So my journey went not as I planned. I slept one night at home, and the rest of the nights I slept in the bomb shelter, like partially. I got back at 4 a.m., 5 a.m., and then I was sleeping the rest of the morning in my bed. But I had the experience to sleep in the bathtub, which was also interesting. And we are going to have a beautiful tour today. I have beautiful, you see, these are my favorite flowers, how they are called, lily of the valley, I think, yes, lily of the valley. And that is a wonderful spring aroma, and I'm giving these flowers to you virtually, if I can give that to you virtually. And I'm so excited that during my last tour here in Kyiv, I have, yes, lily of the valley. I have reached this magical number 1,000 subscribers. Probably YouTube will promote my channel better, and probably I will get more new people to the channel, and I will tell them about Ukraine. So today we are in Kyiv, the capital of Ukraine. Hello everyone, my name is Olga, and I am a virtual tour guide in Kyiv. Today we are going to see we have a big program. We will start with the funicular, but I will not have a funicular ride with you because it is packed with people, and I would like to make the tour kind of wider, broader and longer, and I will take you to the glass bridge, to Klitschko Bridge. But I will take you inside the funicular just to show you this Soviet-style building. And then we will go to the St. Michael's Monastery, but not inside the monastery, it is closed now, but we will see outside. And then we will see also the Russian technique, like the ruined technique, which is a popular thing here in the center of Ukraine, and all the journalists are coming to make pictures and interviews there. And then we will walk along the beautiful street, and I will show you some Parisian charm, Parisial kind of landmark, and then we will go to the glass bridge, and I will show you the buskers and how the people have their lives during these strange days. And we will talk about what is happening in Ukraine, in Kyiv, and how it has changed, and about the monastery as well. Hello everyone, my mom is saying hello, my mom is here, so we will begin because everybody is arrived. Welcome everyone. So let me take you inside this beautiful Soviet building. It's called the Funicular, and why it is special? Because it is round. It's actually the second funicular in Ukraine. The first one was in Odessa, and that was the second one. It was opened in 1905, and Kyiv is a hilly city, so just to connect upper city with the lower city, they built a beautiful funicular. So yes, everybody see my mom's, everybody is saying hello to my mom. The smell is magnificent. Thank you so much for coming and supporting me, and the fact that you have sent my link to your friends, the friend that you subscribed, your I don't know, neighbor subscribed. I reached this number, and I hope that this will give me a new opportunity and kind of open some new destinations for me. Let's go inside the funicular just to have a glimpse. You see like how many people are going outside. I really don't want to rub shoulders with all the people. So how do they survive these attacks? So this really influences the minds of the people, because we usually sleep during the days now. And during the night, so this is the funicular. We're not going inside because they covered all the stained glass windows, and there is no beauty even to show to me for you. So that is the funicular, as you can see it. That is the plan of the funicular, and the hill is very high. That is why before they built it, there were 500 steps, and they connected the upper city and the lower city. That was a wonderful invention, because it was hard to bring all the carts and all the goods from the upper city to the lower city. So when we have light, let's go and explore St. Michael's Golden Domed Monastery, and then we will go to other destinations. We are in the very city center, on the square between St. Sophia Cathedral and St. Michael's Cathedral. And we are going to see the golden cupolas. How many people are still in your apartment building? So let me count. My apartment building is actually the biggest in the, I could say, in the neighborhood. It has 7 подъезды. It has 7 portico, not portico, like the parts of the house, and it's 24 floors in the house. So there are thousands of people, probably hundreds of people, that's for sure. On each part, and there are 7 of them. There are 7 parts of the building, 7 parts. In each part, 156 flats. So how many you can do the maths, but it's very difficult to calculate. It's really one of the biggest houses in the neighborhood. And today many people went downstairs to the basement because of the drone attack. And today they launched 20 drones, 18 to Kyiv alone, and they were all hit. The problem is that we don't want to have the drones, and we don't want to be attacked. So we are very happy, not just me and my neighbors, happy that our armed forces of Ukraine really protect us and hit those drones and missiles and cruise missiles and ballistic missiles. But the problem is that we don't want to be attacked. We just want to live as the usual people. And the problem with Russia is that they are sending the missiles to the civilian population. What is happening now during this May days, like the whole May, we had these attacks. And they are not just usual attacks. No, they are using the different kinds of missiles, different kinds of equipment, military equipment, and they are combine them. So in order to exhaust the air defense forces, to deplete us from the missiles, and by the time the counteroffensive will be in full swing, they want us just not to have the things to fight, the ammunition to fight. I think this is one of the reasons why they are making the constant attacks. Every day we have severe, massive attacks on the capital. Every day, just every single day. Even one day when I slept at home, there was the attack as well. And the second reason is that they want the people to just to feel very exhausted and vulnerable, because what they are doing, they are torturing the population. People become scared. At first, people were reacting to the air raid alerts like in a routine way. They were not rushing to the bomb shelters because they remember the situation from the last summer, that it's okay, probably there will be no blasts. But these days, the blasts are like every night, and they are terrible. From the window, it looks like the Star Wars. It's very frightening. It's okay when you are looking at the window and you are watching the movie and you hear the sounds, but when everything is shaking and you are shaking in the bathroom, sitting in the bathtub, it's absolutely different thing. So I will talk to you about this awful situation a little bit in a while. Let's explore the monastery while it's still light, like there is the light, and we will then continue walking. So the link to tip, guys, I will repeat, that is the completely free tour, but if you're enjoying it and if you want to support your guide with flowers, I will buy myself the flowers and the drink to celebrate 1,000 followers. You can find the links to PayPal and Buy Me a Coffee in the description of this tour. You can find them also in the description to all my latest videos. So you just open the description, it could be kind of enlarged, it could be hidden. And you can find the PayPal link and Buy Me a Coffee link. And thank you in advance for those of you who are supporting me. Thanks to you, I keep coming and developing this channel, and I was so encouraged yesterday. I was just jumping, and today is the whole day, so I'm so happy, but a little bit sleepy, you know. For 11 days not to sleep, it's too much. So let me talk a little bit about the history, and then we will talk about the war in Ukraine as well. Look at this beautiful, magnificent example of Orthodox cathedral, golden domed St. Michael's Monastery. You might think that it is very old, but it is not very old. It is just 20 years old because it was rebuilt. It has the very cruel story. You know, the history of Kyiv is all about holiness and cruelty. This is the character of our city. So the original church, original monastery and the cathedral was built here in the 12th century, 1108, by Prince Sviatopolk. And this was the first cathedral that had this amazing golden cupolas. So he decided, this Prince Sviatopolk, to strike with the gloriness, to strike with his richness everyone. And he ordered to cover the domes with the pure gold. And that is how in 1108 here appeared the first cathedral with the cupolas, with the domes that were shining in the sun with gold, and people could see them from afar. That was the main pilgrimage place. Lavra and this monastery, we had two main pilgrimage places. So because it stands on the hill, and it's overlooking the Dnieper River. The Dnieper River is just behind the monastery. So it's a unique kind of location. And then the Soviets came, and in 1937 they decided to just destroy it. There was the commission, and all the people in that commission, they were Ukrainians. They signed a special paper that this monastery doesn't have any historical and cultural value, which of course wasn't true, because they were threatened that they would be killed. And just one person, can you imagine, one person out of all the commission, his name was Makarenko. I always try to tell the people about his name because he was so brave that he just refused to say this document. He said, no, this monastery has great historical and cultural value, and I would not sign this protocol. They killed him. They shot him. His wife was searching for his kind of body and for the evidence that he was killed for a number of years. And this person was killed, unfortunately. He was one of the greatest kind of historians of that era, of that period of time. His bust, his kind of head, his bust is on the in the courtyard of the monastery. One person resisted everyone, and the Soviets killed him. So they brought a lot of dynamite and blew out the whole monastery in 1937. What for? They wanted to build a huge square for celebrations, for making these Soviet huge parades. And they wanted to build one building. One they completed, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. And the other one, identical one, the twin, should be on this place. Let me show you the plan of the Soviet authorities. So they want to have two identical buildings. One is here, this is the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and the same should be standing here, but they forgot about this plan somehow. And after the collapse of Soviet Union, there was a turbulent part of Ukraine's history, so they forgot about everything. And when we became independent, we rebuilt this St. Michael's Golden Domed Cathedral. That was our Phoenix project, because again, the cupolas were covered by the pure gold. 7 kilograms of gold are used for gilding the cupolas that you see now. And this monastery is like a phoenix bird, always rises from the ashes and shining with its beauty and grandeur against the blue Ukrainian skies. I hope that the same idea of the revival will be applied now, and Ukraine will be rebuilt and will win this stupid war, because we don't have other choice as to win. This had to be a governmental square, a square devoted to the Soviet gigantic style, and that was, like as I told you, one building, and they wanted to build the other one here. So this place is really beautiful, and when the sun is shining, this strikingly colors, white, gold, and blue, they are making the special vibes. Guys, I don't see your. Are you here? I don't see any chat. So you are very quiet, or I am not. I'm telling you an interesting story or not an interesting story. Who knows? By the way, this is the. No, I will go to the tanks and then to the bridge. So this was a holy site, because when we were pagan, this was the pagan temple to the heathen god Perun. And the ancient Kyiv residents, they were gathering here, and they were praying for the superpower, for these heathen gods, pagan gods. So this hill, by rumors, was inhabited by evil spirits, and it's always been the place of divine worship. Prince Sviatopolk decided to build the monastery on the old sacred place, just to replace one kind of religion with the other kind of religion, and to pacify the evil forces and to strengthen the orthodoxy in Kievan Rus. Such a glorious monastery was built in 1108. So Prince Sviatopolk had the name Michael when he was baptized, and that is why this is the name of the monastery, St. Michael's. And St. Michael's is the defeater of all evil forces. On the cupolas. There is the original replica of the St. Michael's from the pure gold as it was in 1108. Yes, it's good that it is still now, because it's a very good comment someone made, Metal King. If you remember the BBC or CNN, some kind of a service, the journalist is standing just on this, against these shining cupolas, and he is telling, there was the early morning in November, he's telling like the Kyiv is under attack, and here, whoop, the blast. So the blast was just close to this place, but not just here. It was in the city center. It was over there near the university, Red University, but it's just, I don't know, 2 kilometers away from here or even less. So it's very close. It's very, very close. And when the missiles are sent, nobody knows where they are going to land. Because you know, they like Russians are sending them with a lot of mistakes, and they are not targeting anything precisely. So there was a pure miracle that nor Saint Sophia, not Saint Michael, nothing was ruined, but the rocket landed just in the intersection near the university, and a lot of people were killed. That was at the beginning of November, the starting of all these awful bombings. So let's look at this technique, these tanks, and here we can talk about the fact that what is happening in Kiev now. So as you know, today we had the 11th attack in this month. These are the lily of the valley. Hello, Diana, my fresher. And why this is standing here? It's standing here just to uplift the people, to give us more courage, to give us more hope. And we have, I need to tell you what I feel about all these attacks. I feel that this is the pure terrorism, because someone who is sitting in the warm place, somewhere in the sea, or probably in, I don't know, in the aircraft, so where the Russians are sending their missiles, they are pushing the buttons, and they know that they are safe, and they know that their children are safe, and they know that these missiles that they are sending now will hit the residential buildings. In all the armies of the world, they have the rule, they shouldn't kill civilians, they shouldn't target the civilian population. But what Russians are doing now, they are making deliberately these attacks, and they are absolutely terroristic attacks when they know that they will kill the civilian people. They know that these rockets will land in a couple of hours and take someone's lives. They also know quite well that for Ukrainians it's very hard for us to hit these Kinjal missiles, these dagger missiles. They know this, and they send them to civilians. And then, you know what they do? They go and celebrate these deaths. They go and they post in their social media how wonderful our nations are, how many people died, how many houses are ruined. And this scares me the most, that these people, like the Russians, the ordinary Russians who watch their TVs, who watch these propaganda TVs where, you know, these narratives are repeated. Oh, great, we have struck the building. So many Ukrainian children died, and all the people are so happy with that. What will happen in a couple of years if they will continue listening to this narrative? This is kind of a lesson. They learn how to kill Ukrainians and how to be glad with that. This is what scares me the most. If you go to national Russian television and watch their national programs, Every day there is the program glorifying the fact that Russian officers are killing Ukrainian kids. No, they are not fighting with our soldiers. They know that it's probably they are afraid of this counteroffensive, and they know that it will be hard. It will be a hard battle. So what they do instead, they try now to kill civilians, to target civilians. But most of all, what is sickening is that they are so happy with that. And here is the Russian technique. It's been here for a year already. And it symbolizes like the way where it, like the way how the war looks now. So we have defeated a lot of Russian armory, but still we have a lot to do. Quite often I can hear the ideas that they don't have any more ammunition, but still the war is ongoing, and they still have it. This, you know, I feel this when I'm in Kiev, when I'm in Prague or in some other countries. Yes, I can speak about Ukraine, I can speak about what is happening here, but actually I feel that when I'm standing on this square and looking into the eyes of these people, and when I hear the blasts every night, that they are covered, and that they are really continuing this killing and being happy with the fact that they hate so much Ukrainians, and they want all of ours to die. That is why we don't have any other option as just to go and fight, and just to hope for this counteroffensive, and hope for these jets that our President Zelensky is asking from their community. And yes, we need the coalition of countries who will support Ukraine, because they will kill all of ours and they will be happy. So this is the kind of exhibition that shows the ruinations and shows the occupation. So let me show you one of the pictures, for example. It's not the worst one, you see. How do these people think that this will end when we all turn on Russia? Do they think they will be still the winners? I think that this will end when all the friends of Putin will understand that he has already lost. China will understand, India will understand, all other his friends will understand that Putin has lost. It's a strange imperial war. Like, for example, let's say in Austria people speak German. Today Berlin begins to attack Vienna and throws ballistic missiles, cruise missiles on Vienna. This is what Germany is doing today. What will you think? They want more territory, and people are speaking German there. Why not? This is exactly what Russia is doing now to Ukraine. So Putin thinks this is just a good way to earn more territories, resources, and just to conquer Ukraine. Why? This Ukraine was some kind of I don't know, vassal land, or some kind of feudal land, some kind of the land that belonged to them many centuries ago. Why not? Let's go and take this territory. And it's not the way how the world is running now. It's not the way how the history is made now. This is the difference, and the world should say no altogether to Putin. It's not the way to conquer the new lands. Did the people know about the war? Yes, there were many articles about the war. So probably we didn't believe in this in this war. We didn't believe that this could happen. So actually, this is what I was saying. That is the blast, the attack that happened just a few streets away from here. And Carol of the Bells can be heard now in the monastery. Can you recognize Carol of the Bells? It was created in Ukraine. It was written in Ukraine. Oh, you see? BBC is working and me is working, or someone is working. They have light. I need to buy this light, you see? I need to buy the light like this. I will go now and see how the light is installed here. Okay, he has got the separate light. I will just know that for future. So this is how the news are made. Let's go to the bridge. So we are 30 minutes on the tour. It means half of the tour is done, and we still have some interesting places to visit. Thank you so much for all your wonderful comments. I try to be positive. You don't hear how I scream in the bathtub when the drones are kind of hit, like our air defense hit these drones. I can scream, and very loud. I can be very loud. So we are going to the Funicular bridge, and also I need to tell you that this is a special monastery. It's not just the usual place, because now all the prominent people, the most famous people who died during the war, the last service, service to say goodbye to them, is held here in this monastery. So the square is filled with the tears every, I could say every day during the weekdays. There are special services held for the prominent people who died in the war, and usually a lot of guests are invited. They are coming here, and then they go to the cemetery from here. And also there is a wall of memory. I will show you I will show you that wall, and at first it began in 2014, but now it's there are many fresh pictures, and of course these are not like it's not all the victims, but we will go and you will see and see and see and see them, and they are all so young and so beautiful. And every day when we are receiving the news about the deaths, it's so devastating. For example, this is 2014, because this wall has been started, they started to put the pictures here when the invasion started. And now they just continue and adding this. So I will come. So you see how it's long. We will walk and walk and long. I'm walking, and probably you feel how long it is. But of course, these are just the part of the names. We are losing the best teachers, the best officers, the best specialists, and Russians are losing, unfortunately, alcoholics and prisoners. Here I want to show you an interesting guy, then we will come back to the wall. I would like to show you the, probably you remember this monument I was showing you in Paris. So here in Ukraine it goes in the wall, and in the Paris he goes out of the wall. When you will be watching the tour with in Paris with Flor, please let him know that the guy is going inside the wall in Kyiv. Send me a heart if you can see that. So that is the man going inside the wall. And I see that luckily the monastery is a little bit opened. We will try to get inside. I will show you closer. So this is the person, Makarenko, who really didn't sign the paper when they ordered to demolish the monastery, and they killed him. He was the only one who said, no, it is important, it is beautiful, it has the wonderful historical value. Oh, here we are. The courtyard is open, so they closed the gates. Guys, I'm so happy. The tour continues. We have some absolutely private experience. So the monastery is closed. All the gates are closed. We just found the extra entrance. Nobody is here. Okay, this is my last tour in Kiev, and we need to have some kind of exclusive content. So this St. Michael's Cathedral shines in its white and blue beauty even at night. And I will repeat that original monastery was ruined in 1937, and here you can see the reconstruction, but it is so strikingly beautiful, and it has everything. It has like all the golden cupolas and the reproduction of Saint Michael, and it has the chestnuts, the symbol of Kiev, the chestnuts. It's been completely restored. And inside even has the original frescoes, some of the original frescoes, not all of them, but they were returned here. I'm so happy, you know, I was a little bit discouraged that I'm starting the tour at 8:30, but look what I have for you. It's amazing. So we have the chance to see. No, I'm not going to take you inside because you see, of course, they closed the temple, but it's all for us. I think this is a special present from angels or from Saint Michael to me. You see the Saint Michael, you see that just on the top. So I can show you Saint Michael's Monastery. It's fantastic. It's just fantastic. I love to come here during the hot days and to sit on this courtyard and enjoying the view of the golden cupolas. And in winter, there are the young guys who are studying here, and they can play snowballs. It's amazing. And just to tell you a little bit of history, the Soviets, they blew up the whole monastery, but they left up one building. It's called refectory. It wasn't blown up with the main cathedral, and it is authentic. So what you can see there, the white building with the brown roof, that is the authentic refectory from the 18th century. And it has even wooden shingles, I think, shingles. We will come closer. It's very beautiful, and it's amazingly beautiful. Prince Svetopolk's wife was a Byzantine princess, and she brought here with her the relic of Saint Barbara. And this relic, I mean the part of the body of Saint Barbara, it was kept here for many years. And that was very important because people were coming to this kind of as the pilgrimage place. Why Saint Barbara is so important? Because she was helping when people want to a good marriage, and people were sending here special blue rings from Saint Barbara. So if you have this ring, you might have the happy marriage. And now her relics are in Saint Vladimir's Cathedral, so they are not lost. That was a present from St. Michael's to us. Let's go to the bridge. We are done here. I have shown you even the monastery inside. I'm genius. I'm genius. I have this 1,000 subscribers, not in vain, but because I am just a wonderful guide. I'm proud of myself. It's so beautiful. Your phone was going off earlier. I don't think any of ours would mind if you need to answer. Please let me know what happened with my phone. Can you hear me now? Can you see me now? And what happened with my phone? Yes, I like the magic on my tours. So I wasn't expecting to take you inside, no, but that is a wonderful contribution from St. Michael's to our tour. It was raining. Yes, it was raining. That's right. The telephone rang, and I just cut it off. So the stream didn't. I didn't lose you. Yes, everything was good. So these are the original wooden shingles. It's okay, that happens because I have the phone and it rings. My daughter was ringing me 3 times, so you heard the sound, I'm sure, but I'm happy that I didn't lose you. I don't know what happened, but she is very persistent and she kept calling me. I'm sure that something happened because she's been calling me 3 times, and of course something happened at home. I will let you know earlier. Thank you for letting me inside.
Ви говорите українською?
Так, я розмовляю українською мовою.
На вас можна підписатись?
Так, marvelous.kyiv, if you want to, якщо ви хочете. Marvelous.kyiv.
Я вивчаю англійську, якраз так почув ваші, можливо, слухаю.
I am famous, guys.
I am studying here.
Okay, Marvel. With my left hand, it's difficult. You can write Kyiv. Yes, Kyiv. Kyiv. And this is the. Це буде назва. You will write Kyiv. Це буде назва YouTube каналу.
Все добре.
Here it is. You will find. Thank you. You're studying here. You're studying here. Great.
For priest.
For a priest. So that is a future Ukrainian priest. Praying for Ukraine. Everybody is praying for Ukraine. Thank you. Bye. Good evening. Okay. It was, we are very popular. We need to give I will have +1 subscriber. So let me show you the pictures, which are very fresh. So it's very touching because this is what we call, the fresh blood. We know that. I will turn off the sound of the telephone. You will not hear it. Here we are. Now you see that the lights are on the street, and this is the special time because you see it is not dark, but the lights are on, and the flowers are fresh, and every day the people are coming here and putting the new names, and each has the wife, the kids, or even the parents. And here you can see like 2022 the new dates. The new dates. And look at the face, for example, of this guy. He is so young. He is so young, and they are all talented. They're all so like the pride of the nation. And look at this guy. I love his smile. So he was born in 1994 and died in 2022. What for? Nobody, we know for protecting Ukraine, for protecting our land. And this is very young, 1999. He was just 23 years old. And the fresh flowers everywhere. Guys, I'm afraid to answer the call to interfere with the stream, and I hope that yes, the dogs are barking. You know that I'm afraid of the dogs. And I'm very grateful for your tips, and I'm very grateful that you are sending me your donations on Buy Me a Coffee, on PayPal. And I'm very, very grateful, and it means a lot to me during this times of war and turbulence, and in the times when I don't know where I live actually. You see the huge bouquet of blue and white, blue and yellow flowers. This is the price of blue and yellow freedom, blue and yellow victory. So this is a very long wall, and this is like during the weekdays in St. Michael Square, there are the services. That is why these pictures are here. Guys, I will let you know about my daughter after the tour. So we are now approaching to the glass bridge, and the night is falling on the city. So which means like Russians are usually starting to bombard from yesterday from 11 p.m. But also they can start from 3 a.m. But it takes usually 2 hours for the missiles to reach Kyiv. So usually we have the alert that the missiles were sent, and we have 2 hours to wait. And then the missiles are changing the direction, and our government is giving us the notifications. For example, the missile is flying like to this direction, to this city, and then changes and flies to the another city. So we have time to hide. And psychologically, people are now so exhausted that many of people decide not to hide. They choose just to stay in their beds, and whatever may happen. This is a kind of protective reaction, because you know that if the person is working, it's not possible to be, as I say, productive and just to continue live and not to sleep, or to sleep, let's say, 1 hour. It's not enough to sleep 1 hour. For example, today the missile attack finished at 4:30, which means that from 4:30 I could sleep for a couple of hours. Look at the beautiful park and the beautiful chestnut trees. So the Kyiv is lit up. When I was making the tours in winter, not in winter, in late autumn, everything was dark, and I was saying, oh, it's so dark, you cannot see anything, I cannot live here, I cannot stream. Now everything is lit up, the city is thriving, living, and the only problem is we have our neighbors. The people will rebuild everything, but we need this victory, and we don't know when the victory will come. Sometimes I think that this might take years, which is very frightening, that for years we will have to lose the best people of our society, and the children who are now graduating from school or from colleges, they will go and die instead of working and having families and having children. The main problem is that we are uncertain. We don't know when it is going to stop. And again, like it happened with Chechnya, for example, Russia stopped for a couple of years, and then they began the second Chechen war. We don't want this to happen, and as our president is saying that we need to kick out Russia now, and like within our borders, to stay within our borders, to kick them totally, and from Crimea and from Donbass, and then we can be sure that nothing similar will happen to our children. It's a very difficult time, and we don't know how it's going to happen. So I see that we are coming to the big Soviet building. It's called Lenin's house. Lenin has never been to Kiev, but we have a huge Lenin house. There was the Lenin museum during the Soviet era, and now that is just the exhibitional complex where you can find some kind of exhibition of ice cream in the pre-war times. This part of the street still has the 19th century buildings, and we are coming to the city square center, to Krещатик Street. And if you will, I see that you are not kind of leaving, and it's very good that I have the constant number of people, and you're interested in walking and seeing the capital of the country, which is at war. We will cross the underground passage, but it is very long and it is very deep, so I might lose you. You will see. Probably I will not lose you, but I was making the tour just once on this itinerary many years, not many years ago, a year ago, when they closed all this, kind of the funicular was not working, and they closed all the parks. When I came here from Czech Republic, I made the tour according to this itinerary, and I lost all the people. Then I kind of regained the connectivity, but in order to take you to the glass bridge, I need to tell you that the passage, the underground passage, is very long and it's very deep. You'll be okay if you need to go home. I will go home, like we will finish the tour. This is my last walk with you here in Kiev, and we need to make it special. So I wanted to take you to Klitschko Bridge, and probably there are some funny, I don't know, buskers or some, to finish with the music and with some kind of positive details. Let me show you the beginning of Krещатик Street. So Independence Square is over there, and that is the street full of Soviet buildings, except this one, that is the National Philharmonic, and that is where people usually come to listen to the classical music. I've never been there, unfortunately, not a single time. Can you imagine? I'm not a fan of classical music. So we will now cross the street and go to one of the hills. Can you see that mighty hill? And that is the passage. So hold tight, we are diving below, and I will try to be very quick. Just bear with me. Are you ready? It will take me not tomorrow to come to my kids. So there are about 2,000 kilometers between the Kiev and Prague, and the customs. So it will take me like almost 2 days to get. Are you here? No, even more people, 70 people to see the beautiful Klitschko Bridge. Great, ready, we're done here. So let's look at National Philharmonic, and I'm happy that I didn't lose you, it's great. So now we are going to the Rainbow Arch. There was news, 2 days of traveling exactly. So that is the main street of Kiev, Krещатик Street. It begins here, and in the center is Independence Square. Rainbow. Have you heard the news that we now, like what's happening in Kiev? We demolish all the Soviet monuments and all the Russian monuments, and also we rename the streets. So now all the names that the names like of the streets that had connection with Russia is changed in Ukraine and in Kiev. And there was a huge monument dedicated to Russian-Ukrainian friendship. In the news it was everywhere. It was demolished last year in summer when I was in Prague. So now I'm going to show you where it was standing. It was a monument of Ukrainian and Russian worker, and they were standing kind of holding the order of Soviet order. And now there is just a huge titanium rainbow. amazing chestnuts and amazing Kyiv lamps. Now you will see a very beautiful sight. Don't go away. We are having the special last tour in Kyiv. I'm taking you to the glass bridge. Here are the chestnut trees. So there was the whole kind of set of monuments dedicated to Russian and Ukrainian friendship. The monument was huge, but the friendship is not existing now. It was opened in 1942 to commemorate the 1500th anniversary of Kyiv, like it was the birthday of Kyiv. And they opened the huge arch and a stela, like the monument with the Russian and Ukrainian ambassadors, where they were signing the document, kind of the document that made Ukraine a part of Russia. So it was a very controversial Kyiv landmark, but it kind of marks the entrance to the city, because we are just close to the riverfront, and it's overlooking the Dnieper River. So it likes an entrance to the beautiful city center. Look at this majestic rainbow. Wow, this is gigantic. It's really giant, 50 meters high, and made of pure titanium, symbolizes the unification of Ukrainian and Russian peoples. And the statue of the workers was standing right here in the middle, and that is like behind these plates is the granite relief with these ambassadors, and they are signing this Pereyaslav Council in 1654. Happened Pereyaslav Council, and this council was marking unification of Ukraine with Russia. And for Ukrainians, it's the worst day of the history. So I don't know why this monument is protected. Really, I don't know why this monument is protected. But the soldiers are not here. So let's have a look at the rainbow. And you see, if we just look at the square, you will see a lot of young people and couples and families, and it's the wonderful place to walk and to see the riverfront. Let's go, because today everything is for me. You know, the bridge has lighting. The bridge has the lighting. This is the bridge that was partially ruined during the attack in November, 13th of November. Putin wanted to ruin this bridge just as a sign that the most beautiful bridge in Kyiv is ruined. It was closed, they repaired it. It was closed for several months, and now it's open and everything is rebuilt. There is no option for monthly donation to me, dear Patty. You can just send me your tips, your donations on PayPal and on Buy Me a Coffee every month. Let's dive into music. Обійми мене, hug me. I wanted to come here in the evening. It's special. All these guys died for this river, for this city, for these people. And we don't want their deaths to be vain. We don't want to stop this war now with negotiations. We need to keep fighting and to just keep them out from here. And that is the Klitschko Bridge. Klitschko Bridge. Our mayor's name is Klitschko, and he is the heavyweight world champion, and he has never been knocked down in any fight. And he has got a brother, Vitaly Klitschko. So they promised to their mom that they will never fight with each other, and they would never fight. And during their peak career, peak era, when they were famous boxers, when they were professional boxers, they could collect all 4 major world heavyweight titles. And then he decided to become a Kiev mayor. Then this bridge is his creation. It is called glass bridge because of this beautiful glass particles that you can see on the both sides and a little bit here. So you can see the road, but on some, you see on some plates, kind of on some parts of this bridge you cannot see because it is very dark and they are not clean. They are kind of blurred. And I will show you one of the best views to Kiev. So he spent, I don't know, a lot of 1,000 hryvnias and probably a couple of million of dollars for building this bridge. And in the first day when he came here with his brother and started jumping on the glass plates, it just cracked. Can you imagine? It cracked. So the mayor was jumping on these glass particles, and later in the evening they cracked. And he told him, this is kind of someone is shooting from beneath. Someone is shooting. The glass is good. Someone is shooting. People didn't believe him. So these glass particles were changed, and I hope I'm working on them now. I hope that they are solid. So you see, I'm walking. These are my feet. And this is a wonderful Kiev. Okay, guys, I will have to go because they closed the subway at about 10 a.m. So I have half an hour to get there, and I will just pack my suitcases for tomorrow's trip to Prague. I want to wish you all the best, and thank you that you've been here with me during these 2 days. Some of you were coming to all of my tours, I know this. Some of you were tipping me all of my 10 tours. Thank you so much. Some of you have been thinking about me through all this year. Thank you so much. Thank you for those who are keeping me in your hearts. You are really like my family, and you made a great impact on my life during this year. Thank you, and see you in Prague, my dear. Thank you. Love you all, and thank you 1,000 times for your tips and for your gentle attitude towards me. This YouTube channel means a lot to me, and the fact that I could reach 1,000 subscribers in Kiev meant a lot to me, and the fact that you were helping also means a lot to me. I'm hugging all of you, and I'm grateful for all your donations, support, and all your prayers. I hope to bring you here in Kiev in a couple of months, or I don't know when, but I'm I hope to have more tours here, in-person tours, virtual tours, and this place is always in my heart and in my mind. These days I've been sitting in the bomb shelter, eating my favorite food, looking into people's eyes, speaking Ukrainian language. This is all what you have when you are just in your what you do when you are at home. These are basic things, but it could be difficult when you are away from home just to do all this. Thank you for coming, and see you next time in Prague. Kiev has changed during this time, during this year. A lot of things has changed. People became kinder. Everybody is speaking Ukrainian. Nobody is speaking Russian. There are no Russian monuments, no Russian streets. There are just the brave Ukrainian hearts and eyes. Unfortunately, the wall with the soldiers grew longer and longer. Unfortunately, we have the new bomb shelters, and our kids have the special kit, like bags, where there is the telephone numbers of the parents and also the blood, the type of the blood. A lot of things changed, but Kyiv is standing, and the city is more than 1,500 years old. I hope it will be standing longer, and it is Ukrainian city. It is not Russian. Thank you for being with me today. Thank you. 1,000 subscribers done. Let's listen to music and meet you in Prague. Goodbye. Thank you for tipping. Thank you for supporting me. You can send me tips via Buy Me a Coffee and PayPal. Thank you. This is my favorite. Вийди, кохана, я працею зморена, хоч на хвилиночку в гай. Сядемо в трубочці тут під калиною, над панами я впав. Глянь, моя рибонька срібною хвилею спиться полем туман. Глянь, моя рибонька срібною хвилею спиться полем туман.
Чарівний, наче промінь всипаний, що загадався чистий. Повна струнки та високі, а все чарівлися писливо жінти. Повна струнки та високі, а все чарівлися писливо жінти. Небо незміряне, всипане зорями, що задовжа краса. Ясними генки та полями краплі серця.
Goodbye.
Ясними генки та полями краплі серця.